Never seen them again. I mean, you can hypothesize if you want that it's being tracked somehow by some kind of GPS or whatever, or surveillance, but you know what? It's not. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think that the Saudis the Iranians are stupid enough to fall for that. I'm sure they're well aware of it, and I'm sure they have their own designs for it too. And as far as unmarked bills, yeah, well, so what? Maybe they'll have to launder it a little bit. How hard do you think that'll be for them? Come on, it's a joke. But anyway, like Fast and Furious, unmarked bills, unmarked guns. So I'm seeing a pattern here. I think a lot of people are. And the thing is, getting back to this, a lot of people do not want to speak up about anything because they are scared. They are scared of getting fired. Why do I forget the name of that guy who got fired from Google? I wonder if he was a Peterson fan. I think he was interviewed by Peterson after that, though. Yeah. This is serious. This is serious. Western society has created such excellent living conditions and has benefited the third world in such a way that is just amazing. I mean, look, America and the West, let's just say, we had to run the transatlantic cable. We had to take the boats. We had to run the old copper lines. We had to do all that stuff. All that generationally, man, this stuff took work. This is a process of evolution. This is a monumental task. This makes building skyscrapers look like a joke. We had to learn how to synchronize power plants to the like the picosecond because of the delay in the transportation, the speed of light of electricity in the medium is a little slower, I think, but they have to synchronize the phases of the generators, and they have systems that will adjust for it, but they use GPS and then cell phones. Okay, you had a whole army of people. You had a whole army of people switching out each phone call. When you pick through your phone, you literally would talk to an operator and say, "Yeah, I'd like to talk to so and so," and then that operator would have to literally consult a list by hand, and who knows how often that list would be updated, right? And then plug into the correct jack, and guess what? Long distance, of course, cost way more, because do you really think that operator is going to have that list, that directory, for 10 states away? No, absolutely not. And how do you think that connection is going to be made 10 states away? Do you think there's a ready-made line to there? No, not at all. Not at all. Not unless it's DC or something. But think about it. It's got to go through so many intermediaries. It's got to call another CO, and it's got to go from there, and then another operator will have to do it, and then or it's a programmed route, and then it goes through all these different relays, click, click, clickety clack, and then finally you hear it. It's amazing. And all of that hardware, all of that wiring, all of that investment, all of that work is immeasurable. The ingenuity is immeasurable. This is why I am actually a little bit torn, because IP rights and intellectual property rights can be abused. But if it weren't for intellectual property rights and the profit motive that they create for investors and for visionaries and thinkers and people like myself, really, even though I've never been able to benefit, never really gotten off anything with that. But I guarantee you that, and this is what I'm doing now. I'm saying, look, no patent for me. I can't afford a freaking lawyer like Bill Gates. If Bill Gates' dad weren't a lawyer, I don't think he ever would have become Bill Gates. He would have been another nerd working in his garage hobbying. That's all it was hobbying, man. Until they started realizing, wow, this is amazing. Look at what it does with telephones, cashiers, and the internet. Books, my God. You could read whole books. You could do and then video. Remember video phones in the 80s? Well, now they're ubiquitous. Everybody's got one in their pocket now. Nobody even cares. And by the way, flying cars, they're here. Not unfortunately just yet. I think there is one though that can actually drive on the road, yes, and take off. But it's just so, it's. I don't think it's really great because it would need even the electric ones, which have like a 20-minute runtime. They're basically just oversized drones, so they have very similar power limitations that the camera drones do, right? So you're limited by your weight, of course, and the capacity of your energy source, which usually is some sort of a lithium pack. And of course you need very powerful and lightweight efficient motors, so you got to minimize the weight. So that's a huge thing, is the weight. And of course you need reliability. One design I saw has dual counter-rotating propellers on each side. Like, instead of wheels, they have propellers, and so that adds more complexity. But it's so in case one fails, it can recover. It's instant guaranteed death if that system fails. And Uber wants to actually roll these out, I think starting 2020. Look, these are not like airplanes or anything at all. They're just drones, but that you can get in. How they're going to be regulated, who the hell knows? But it's really interesting because and drone delivery is something else. You can order by drone within 30 minutes. In some places, certain things, but the real thing about drones is this: Amazon is already almost 100% automated. It is amazing how automated it is. Think of a football-sized warehouse with like a couple of technical employees, and that's it. It's amazing. And so imagine taking that step further and having driverless trucks, or even just vans. And out of those vans, a door opens like wood for one of those food trucks. It just opens up, or the top comes up, and the drone launches from there. Okay, yes, this is very tricky business to do. We're talking about residential areas. This is going to require a lot more of Google Earth type stuff. It's going to require real-time updating, of course, too, which is the real main challenge. But these drones nowadays have artificial intelligence in them that is incredible. They have 3D stereo cameras. They have radar sensing. They can even avoid tree branches and power lines, I believe. So they won't collide with that stuff. They won't run into your house. I guess they could if there's a sudden gust of wind, but they're so good at fighting the wind and the breezes and the gusts that it's almost a non-issue now. And they don't need a pilot at all. They do not need a pilot whatsoever. Believe me when I tell you, they do not need a pilot in the van, and they do not need a person in the van. So, okay, you just thought you don't need a taxi driver in the taxi. So let's see. You don't psychiatrists, teachers, therapists. These are all. I mean, even romantic partners. No lie. Oh, and you don't have to worry about birth control or STDs, I guess, as long as you don't rent them. But it's not just like a sex robot, I mean, type of thing. It's an actual relationship type thing, where it actually is purported to give one the experience of forming a bonding and loving pair bonding relationship with a person or a robot or a woman or what the hell ever you want to call the damn thing. Obviously you're not going to have kids with it, but I don't suppose that's impossible. Trying to think. I imagine if you could take the computer code that's generated by your marriage with it, because I guess you can marry these things, and if you marry them, if they don't even have to walk, but let's say they can get them to walk, and they can. Largely, it's about price. Getting a humanoid type robot to walk is very tricky. We're nowhere near iRobot type thing yet. We need a serious power source, and I don't see using petrol or I don't even know what kind of fuel you need. Or you could just have have it swap its own battery packs out. Shit, didn't think of that really. I mean, I've thought about it for other things, but just have it do it itself. It knows when it needs to charge. Oh, and also they're very good at conserving energy too. They have ways of my God, it's amazing. And these robots, you don't program them. Of course they have programming in them, but they come as a blank slate, if you will, which of course is a lie. They always will have biases, not to mention backdoors and Easter eggs. But yeah, if you can deal with that, here's what you get. You get a artificial person that you can form a true loving bond with, if that's your thing, I guess. And you train it instead of program it. So you train your robot like how to clean your house. And get this is incredible. Sorry, I was too close to the mic. Get this. You buy it, right? You buy the thing. I don't think you take it out of the box. No, a person sets it up for you and everything. And so, yeah. Guess how you teach it? You simply talk to it. If you want to teach it how to vacuum, you just get your vacuum and you vacuum in front of them, and maybe you explain a couple of things and you point out how to turn it on. It is amazing. I mean, it's almost unbelievable, the level of advancement. And it doesn't take much imagination to imagine what these things could be capable of if you were to just scale them up, give them petrol engines or other such power sources, nuclear even, and then yeah, and if they could ever integrate into society like Centennial Man, I think Robin Williams starred in that. Yeah, because, and I wrote about this recently, if robots ever are considered humans and not property, then what do we do with all the robots that we've been using for the last couple of 100 years? Are they exempt? Are they grandfathered out of having rights? How about pliers? Do they have rights? What if you abuse a plier? I mean, people do it. It's a real thing. And honestly, if you abuse tools, maybe that indicates a mental illness. Seriously, I can imagine smart tools that have sensors in them embedded. Most likely ones that the buyers don't even know about. They probably wouldn't even understand them at all whatsoever, unless they're specifically trained about them. And so, if a tool is abused, let's say, like your first question, I'm guessing, would be to wonder why the hell would a tool maker want to be basically non-competitive by increasing the price by doing that to them? Well, because they would sell them as smart tools. You know, they would provide them with valuable information, or better yet, if that didn't work, if it's a very simple type of tool, then it would simply be a like a warranty. It would void the warranty. Just like the cell phones with the little strip of chemical on the back by the battery. That would indicate that the phone had been wet. Yeah, void the warranty. I mean, can you imagine however much they paid for those little strips of chemicals? I guarantee you it saved a lot of warranty claims, because I don't even think that was insurance, that was warranty. So that's